What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And today I'm going to give you some easy chart advice, which, by the way, is not financial advice. And for those of you that want to make ridiculous statements, please refer to the last couple videos because I'm not going to drone through all of that again. I'm just going to get on to the easy chart advice, how to recognize when to get in and out of some of these projects and recognize an opportunity for a massive gain. And these simple things that you pick up on are really going to help you out. This is what I've been doing for the last 5 years. So let's start out on a chart that is not as easy to read, and then we're going to progress to some charts that are really easy to read. So on this first one, we see Bitcoin, and we do see that Bitcoin is slumping. We got rejected up here at this little volume node. We see we popped around here, and then we experienced a rejection, and we're falling down. And so the way that you read this is by looking at the waves. Price going down. What can we expect from this point? Snapping back up or going down? What is the highest probability? Well, I'll show you what the highest probability is, and that does not mean it's definite. It's a roll of the dice, and you want to take the prediction with the highest probability. And that's what the chart is trying to tell us right here, that there is something of high probability, which doesn't mean that it couldn't do the opposite if someone comes in and does a massive buy. But if all things remain equal and the market is in balance, in perfect balance, we've got equilibrium going on, this price is going down. Here's why. We were at a high point on the stochastic, this wave. Do you see this wave up? And now it looks like we're taking a wave down. What else do we see? A wave up on the oscillators on the lagging MACD. And then what do you see? A crossover right there. What do you see here? We come up on a wave up on the histogram. We start moving down, and now we're at the zero line, and we have one little red bar on the histogram. Wave up, wave down of correction. That's what happens. And where does it go? It goes to the nodes on the VPVR where the most active trading takes place. There, and here. That's pretty easy, isn't it? Well, let's look at another chart of a popular crypto that I have my eyes on. I'm looking at this ZTX. This is interesting. And I like the project, and I think this has got huge potential. I'm digging up all the details to find out, do they have a legit team? Are they really working hard? Does it have a good use case? Looking at the chart, looking at everything, using Token Sniffer to find out if there are any things that we need to look at that are suspicious in the code. But for right now, we'll just look at the chart and see what's easy. Well, here's what's easy. First of all, one thing that you have before run up is this bowl thing. You see this bowl? Look at this bowl right there. And then after that bowl, it consolidates. And then after it consolidates, it does a massive move up. Okay? Some people like to call this a cup and a handle. Okay? You got a little teacup and a handle there. And then it blows up. Well, what are the waves doing? Well, we have a wave up, consolidation, wave up, and we stayed up here several times. And now what is it doing? It's pointing downward. The fast line, the blue line, is falling away from the slow line, the orange line. And downstairs on the MACD, look at the fast line curling over. Looks like it's trying to find the slow line right here, the orange one, and that's going to cross over. Wave up, wave down. When the histogram bar goes from dark green to light green, it means that momentum is headed in the other direction. So it's headed to the zero line. So some people bought into this project way up at the top right there because they bought into the FOMO. I don't know why people do that. I love this project, but I didn't find out about it until it was above 3 cents. And you better believe I'm not going to buy at the end of a parabolic peak. It's not going to happen. So I put this in my little hope chest and hope that it has a nice full correction. What were the possibilities on the correction? Well, the first one was at that node. It failed it. The second one was at this node. It failed it. Now, price is at the bottom of this one-day candle, and we're falling away from this node into the slip zone. I call that the slip zone. That's my word. I made that up because price tends to slip when you get in these areas where there's not much trading volume at this particular price. That's what the VPVR does. It says volume at a particular price. And when you're falling and you fall into a slip zone, you go whoop. When you're pumping and you hit a slip zone, you go zoop, just the opposite. So where can it go from here? Well, look at these nodes. There's one there. There's one there. There's one there. What's the probability? Highest probability? This node, 2 cents. That's where I might get a little bit of it. And then if it fails that, 1.5 cents. If it fails that, 1 cent. Back to the base. It can happen. Not as probable. Now, can it shoot straight off from here? Sure, it can. But if you're going to gamble, you better go with the probabilities. And this is a pretty chart. I mean, it's just simple. How much easier can this get? Bull, consolidation, pump, and then they do this, and then they do it again. And so all I'm going to do is wait for this action and then ride the wave because most of these things repeat. If it's a legit project, it's gonna repeat. Let me show you another good example. And this is POLX Polylastic, which is my microcap dark horse project. You see something on here? What do you notice that I just explained? I see a bowl. You see this bowl? What was I doing? I was buying in the bowl. I bought twice, 3 times, 4th time at the bottom of the bowl. So I'm in a profit on all of these trades I could sell right now. Let's zoom out. Okay, so wait a minute. We had the bowl. Now guess what it's doing here? There's the handle. What's going to happen out of here? Might pump up. What's the momentum right now? Down. You see that? You see this crossover? Down. You see that? Bars on the histogram? Down. If this continues to go down and we stay in this cup handle, we're going to pop out of that to the positive. Not guaranteed, but that's how I play the probabilities. Let's scooch this down and see what it looks like from up above and what it did in the past. Well, here's a bowl. Here's a consolidation handle. There's a pump. It's done this. I don't know how many times before. Okay. And so this chart looks good to me because here it is in the beginning, massive pump, and then the bear market rally, bowl, little pump, and then bowl again because that wasn't headed into a bull market. What is the stochastic telling me? Well, I had this little target way up here where I can sell at, oh gosh, let's just get a percentage of all these buys. If I held on to it and I sell up there, that's about a 3.5x. Okay, but I'm probably not going to sell there. I'm going to consolidate again. What's the stochastic doing? Look at this. We're at the peak and it's crossing over. What's the MACD doing? Well, the histogram is coming up, but it's probably going to wave down again. Look at the previous peak. Right there, peak stochastic. Long period of correction, peak again. What's coming up for this? Long trip down to the bottom, and then the next time it comes up. So we might not make it up here to my target here. It's probably going to languish down here again. But then I want to be ready for when it does this and makes the major move. Because on the previous bull run, okay, we don't have this project way back there. I can't show you what it looked like before. But there are several projects where you can see exactly the same movement that you had on the previous bull run with that nice little bowl. Let's look at another one. Let's just jump back over here. I'll get you a few more examples and then we're going to close it out. Oh, Matic. What does Matic show us? Let's just zoom it in here. There's not a lot of data on this chart. And then here is the peak when we hit almost like we went to $3 on the previous bull run. But look at it. You had this lull. There's the bull. And then we shot out of it. And then we went to the bull market. And then here's the big correction, bull market rally, down again. Now what do you see? There's a bull. Here's the bowl. There's the handle. Is it time to blow up? It might, because there's the handle. And what happened here? Crossover. It looks like it wants to go back up into overbought zone. Okay? And this MACD could continue to move on up. So all I'm doing is just watching the action on the chart, the clear and easy action on the chart, and I'm going to follow. CASPA. Okay, what do we see here? It's pretty simple, if you ask me. You had the same action, bull, consolidation, pump, bull market, blow off top, correction. This one doesn't follow the normal market. Now, where does it go from here? I don't know, but it's probably going to be downward to maybe this node right here, around 8 to 10 cents, or worse, because what is this doing? It's curling over. This is a major peak on the oscillators, on the MACD. We had 1, 2, 3 peak top in the overbought zone, and now we're pointing downward. We need a full correction before we have the major action in the bull market. So I'll just wait and let this whole little bull movement play out, consolidate again after a nice bull accumulation, and then watch it shoot to the moon. So there are several of these projects. Let's look at ACH. Here was the bull action before the last bull market. Then it went up, and then you had correction, bull market rally, and now we're doing another bull. And where is it right now? Look at these peaks. Very easy. Some say ACH is a scam. Some like it. Whatever the case, it's an easy chart. Look at these peaks. Peak price. Look at the trough. Happens right here when we make the bowl. Here's our little bowl or a saucer. Call it what you want. Now we got a little cup handle, but I think it's going to break down. Why? Because we're already in the peak here. So this is probably going to cycle all the way down before we crawl up when the real bull market starts. That's just easy chart 101, okay? It's what I look for. All right, now sneak preview. We're going to be looking in the next video at some of the projects that I have plucked in recent. This is one of them, Playable Games. I bought a bag of it down here in this strike zone, and I should sell it. I'll probably sell it right now because what happened? Peak, crossover, probably going to cycle down and come back up. This thing could correct down to 0.004, maybe way back down here into the zone at 0.002. So I'm just testing it out, trying to make a small swing trade, hold it for a month, sell it. I'm in the profit right now. I bought it at 0.0065. Take a little profit. Let's look at another one. ISP. I like this project. Major peak. It's going to correct and come down. But I only got a small amount of this one just to keep it in my portfolio so I can keep my eyes on it. I'll wait for that consolidation bowl, and then I'm going to jump in before the bull market starts. Here's another one. Dion, correcting. It's going to fall out of this zone, and if it does, I'm going to wait until we get all the way back down here. Maybe 0.004, 0.005, or 0005, and then start over. How about this one? Virtual versions. We got to put this on the one-day chart because there's not enough data. Long consolidation, okay? And this is where I like to buy them, when they're laying low on the ground like a lazy dog, just chilling out, taking a nap, and it's going to pop out of that nap. And I mean with a vengeance. Look at Multivac. This is in action. It's in my strike zone right now, but I'm going to wait and let it correct because on the 1 week chart, It looks like it's climbing up, but it's going to have one more correction before the real run starts. We did do a video on Grok, and getting back to this Grok coin, what did I tell you in the last video? I said wait, because it's going to correct. And what did it do? It did correct. On the one-day chart, what do we see? We see the stochastic is down at the bottom trying to find a bottom point. It failed the point of control price at 0.013. We were talking about it. I did my video up here, and I said wait till the correction comes and then maybe swing trade it. And so here it played out. Simple wave. Wave up, wave down. It's easy. Call it what you want. Call it technical analysis. Call it just looking at the chart, gut feeling. I don't care what you call it, but just keep it simple. Where does it go from here? Where there's a volume node there and there's a volume node there. We're going to catch this thing at either 0.009 or 0.0064. And then once we're nice and down at the bottom here, we're going to wait. It'll consolidate, and then it's probably going to make its move and break out of this and do the next wave. Wave analysis. That's how we do it. So tell me what you think of the simplicity of looking at the waves, the simplicity of knowing when to buy a project. Did you catch my point about when it's not a good time to buy a project, which is up here? The FOMO people that get stuck at the top and have to wait a long time. And did you understand when I like to buy? Places like this, places like this. That's why I have this box here. I'm watching it. This is my strike zone box. I wait till the stochastic gets down here. Never buy when the stochastic is at a peak. And if it stays up there, too bad. Don't get it. You missed it. If this stayed up here and it just kept pumping, too bad. You missed it. I want to take the projects where the positioning on the chart gives the greatest possibility of the maximum gain. That's where I like to buy them. So let me know what you think of that, and if this makes sense, and if it's very simple to understand. In the next video, we'll talk more about some of these micro cap projects, and then I'm going to give you some golden nuggets on some solid small cap to mid cap projects that always make money in the bull runs because they're going to be around. So stay tuned for that. But for now, I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel. And if you would like to help me defray the expensive costs of producing these videos, you may do so with the giving of a super thanks. And for those of you that have been helping support the channel, look for a surprise from me. I'm going to be sending you a private message very soon to show my appreciation. I got some early picks coming your way. That's all I got for now. This is Carlton, and I am out.